Starting at standing, this day settling in. Allow yourself to root down a bit here. We're going to work on some balance this morning, and we're going to finish our practice today with a meditation that my friend and co-teacher Scotty Birch from South Dakota has written. It's a really lovely meditation practice that'll take us into our Shavasana practice today. So standing here, settle into your feet. Take that subtle bend to your knees. Roll your shoulders back and down. Allow the palms of your hands to come open to the space in front of you. Begin to notice your body. Noticing how you physically feel. Noticing what you physically carried to your mat today. Wiggle your toes a bit. Roll out your ankles for a moment. Just a little bit of subtle movement to start out and warm the body. Allow the feet to settle to the mat, rooting down. Feeling those connection points, taking that subtle rock forward and back. Noticing the four corners of your feet. And taking that subtle rock side to side. Noticing that placement where you come out of balance and where you shift back in. Bringing yourself to stillness. Allowing for that subtle pull of the arch of the foot to come up so the inner knee lifts a bit. Creating that activity through the legs here. Wiggle out your fingers. Roll out your wrists, one way to start and then the other. Building that foundation of the body. Roll your shoulders out, inhale up the front body, exhale down your back. Reversing your direction for a moment. Bringing the shoulders to stillness, roll them back and down, palms of the hands open to that front of the room. Belly button pulling towards the spine, engage your core here. Let your chin slightly tucked, the crown of your head softly pulling up here. Strong mountain pose, rooted here on our mats. Begin to settle into your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. And beginning to deepen and balance out your breath here. Take a couple of nice deep inhalations. Let the belly expand. Allow your exhale to sigh out. One more. From here, allowing for that subtleness in the breath. Keep the belly button engaged towards the spine, creating that strength here. As you take that deeper inhale, still creating that little bit of tension there in the belly. And as you exhale, letting the belly button pull a little closer to the spine. Creating that powerful Ujjayi breath. On your next inhale, let the arms reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Moving through this with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale to heart. On that next inhale, let your right hand grip your left wrist. On the exhale, drop yourself towards the right. Let your gaze go towards the ceiling. Getting a nice deep stretch up that left side. Next, inhale, lifting up to center, switching the wrist. Exhale towards your left, gazing up. Allowing for that opening on the right side. Inhale to center, exhale the arms down. Take that interlace behind the back here. On your inhale, let the hands push down, shoulders back. Lean through your front body. Try to keep your neck nice and long here. Letting the gaze go up, but not craning back. We're going to make sure the neck is long. Inhale to center. On your exhale, take that fold forward. Let the arms reach off of the body. Subtle bend to the knees here. Maintaining that length in the neck. Let the head go heavy. Shoulders pulling up and away from your ears here. Next, exhale, let those hands drop to your low back. Shoulders softly roll forward. Next, exhale, let the hands go heavy towards the floor. Take a subtle rocking side to side here. You can take opposite hands to opposite elbows and ragdoll if you would like. Or just let your arms hang heavy. Fingertips grazing the mat. Coming back to neutral, take a little bit deeper bend to your knees, letting your torso rest on your thighs here. Left fingertips come to the mat in front of your feet. On your next inhale, that right arm is going to sweep up. Let that right leg extend. Taking your twist here, left knee stays bent. And start to take your gaze up towards the ceiling if that feels all right. Stay with that deep, intentional breath here. Next, exhale, let those right fingertips drop towards the mat. Replacing the left hand with your right. On your next inhale, left arm sweeps high, left leg straightens. Finding that twist on the opposite side. Next, exhale, left fingertips make their way slowly back down to the floor. Pausing here to breathe for a moment. Your fold nice and heavy, neck heavy, head heavy. Root down through your feet, taking that deep bend to your knees here. And on an inhale, your arms are gonna sweep up. We're gonna rise up to extended mountain. Coming up tall, exhale, hands to heart center. Take 3 deep, heavy breaths here. Making sure that you're at the front of your mat here. Stepping there if you need to. On your next inhale, the hands reach high. On your exhale, take your fold. Plant your hands or fingertips to your mat. Step your right foot back on an inhale, coming to a high runner's lunge here. We want to check in with our alignment for a moment. We want to make sure that left knee is directly over our left ankle. And we want to make sure that our body is next to that left knee. So if you're on your knee, this can be slightly uncomfortable. Plus it brings you at an angle out of alignment. You want to be resting next to the knee. So the knee is tucked up into that left armpit here. So settling yourself in, press back through that right heel, nice and long through that right leg, finding engagement here. Belly button pulls up to the spine, keeping that resistance in the core. Now on an exhale, go ahead and drop that right knee to the mat, coming down to low lunge. Flip that foot to shoelace side down here, uncurling the toe. From here, you're going to take your hands to your left knee and walk yourself up, rising up in that lunge. Inhale, lift the arms high. Maintain that space between your shoulders and ears. Exhale, take a subtle back bend, taking crescent in low lunge here. Getting that stretch from that right hip up the side body. Next, exhale, go ahead and let those hands come back to either side of your foot, bringing you back into that low lunge. Curl those right toes, press back to your high lunge. And we're going to start to move up into some balance work. So again, you're going to start to bring those hands to that left knee. Lift yourself tall, coming up into high lunge. Inhale, lift those arms, press back through that right heel. If you need, take a subtle bend to that right knee, creating some stability. Weight is pressing back. Next, exhale. Take that little bit of a back bend. Find your crescent here. Next, exhale, let those hands find the mat. You're going to step that left foot back to find your right. Come into your first down dog of the day. Pedal out here in your down dog. If you need, you can drop it down to table and take some cat-cow here. Listen to your body. Find some stillness in your down dog. Subtle bend to those knees. Let the hips press high. Moving that belly towards your thighs. Head heavy towards your mat. Couple of nice deep sighing breaths here. On your next inhale, begin to walk your feet forward to find your hands. Coming back towards the front of your mat in a half lift. And on an exhale, let yourself hang heavy. Take some ragdoll side to side if you would like. Let the arms hang heavy. Take that bend to the knees. And on your inhale, pressing through your heels, rise up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. 3 deep, heavy breaths here. Moving into the sequencing on the opposite side. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, take your fold. Hands to your mat. Step that left foot back, find your high lunge. Allowing that right knee to settle into the right armpit. Pressing back through that left heel here. Finding that length, that deep stretch. Belly button comes to the spine. Creating that activity through the core. Next, exhale, dropping that left knee down to the mat, flipping the shoelace side of the foot down, coming into low lunge. Hands walk you up the right knee, coming up, lifting up in that low lunge. Inhale, arms reach high. Next, exhale, take that subtle back bend. Find that crescent shape with your body. Next, exhale, hands find the mat. Curl those left toes, press back to your high lunge. Settle into your feet. Hands come to that right knee, lifting you up. Settling into this high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, find that crescent. Even breaths. Exhale, hands find the mat. Step that right foot back, find your down dog, walk yourself out for a moment. Drop to table and take cat-cow if you need it. Building some strength and stability in our bodies this morning. Finding stillness in your down dog once more. Letting those hips come high. Head heavy. Nice deep sighing breaths. Next inhale, begin to walk the feet to meet the hands. Coming up to that half lift at standing. Drop deep into your fold. Take some ragdoll if you'd like. Back at center. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands at heart center. Deep sighing breaths here. Taking a little half sun A here just to reset for a moment. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Fold deep. Rise high. Flow through this a couple more times with your breath. One more. Pause at hands, heart center for a moment. We're going to come into our major, that's the word I want to look for today. This is our biggest challenge pose, I will say, of this practice. So if you know that you have trouble with balance poses, or if knowing that this may be the first time you've taken this, you want to take a wall with a hand or a hand to a chair, something to brace yourself with, go ahead and find your way to that. And what we're going to do here is to start, you're going to shift your weight into your left foot. On an inhale, you're going to lift that right knee. We're starting right here. Now you're going to take your left hand to your right ankle and go ahead and place that right ankle against the left knee. So now you're in almost a tree pose with the foot across the ankle. From here, you're going to start to set your butt down, coming down a bit into chair pose, hands at heart center. So knowing that you can place your hands on a chair or to a wall if you need here, but finding this posture, breathing here, falling in and out as you need. Even I'm having a little trouble with this today. Next, inhale, you're gonna lift yourself back up to standing, drop that right foot, walk it out. Roll those ankles out for a moment, wiggle out your toes. Back to standing, nice and strong here. Shift the weight into the right foot. Inhale, that left knee is gonna lift. Right hand's gonna take that left ankle, placing it across the knee or thigh of the right side. On an exhale, you're gonna start to take that seat. Hands come heart center. Breathing here, noticing which side of your body is more respectful of this posture. Breathe deep. Strong and stable today. Go ahead and bring yourself back up to standing, releasing that left foot to the floor. Walk it out a bit. Roll out those ankles, wiggle your toes. Taking what you need here for a moment. Coming back to standing on an inhale. Arms reach high. Exhale, take a nice deep swan dive down to the floor. Let your head be heavy. Pause to breathe here. From here, go ahead and plant your hands to the mat. On an inhale, you're gonna step your feet back to high plank. Coming into your high plank, belly button engaged to the spine, connect core strength. Wrists below your shoulders, pressing back through the heels of your feet. Hips in alignment with your spine here, nice and long through your body. On your next inhale, lift those right toes from the mat. Exhale, place them on the floor. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, drop the foot. Other side, taking this side to side with your breath. Working more of that strength and stability. One more each side. Knees to the mat. Exhale, hips drop back towards your heels. Find closing child's pose. Bring your arms back along your body. Sigh it out. Rest here for a moment. Allow your belly to press to your thighs on your inhales. Continuing to stoke that internal fire. Bring your hands to the mat on either side of your knees. On an inhale, roll yourself up, seated back on your heels in hero's pose for a moment. Just pausing here for a second to recalibrate everything. Tailbone pressing down towards the floor. Core active, chin tucked, shoulders back and down. Go ahead and transition yourself to seated with the feet on the mat, knees bent. Back of the hands to the backs of your thighs here. Nice and tall and long through your spine, tilted back on those sits bones a bit. Next, inhale, let the hands move away from the thighs. Taking this variation on boat pose. Keeping the feet on the floor. Nice deep breaths here. Next, exhale, hug your knees. Hold yourself here for a moment. Maybe you're going to rock yourself side to side a bit. Bring yourself back to center, hands back behind those thighs. Engage through your core here, setting back on those sits bones. Next, exhale. Go ahead and just roll yourself down. Try to keep those feet on the mat. On an exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. Let your head be heavy and roll with your body. Bring yourself to neutral. Reach for your feet. Find your happy baby. If you need, you can take your hands to your calves or the backs of your knees, but we want to make sure that those knees are pulling down towards the armpit of each side. We don't want the knees over the chest. We want that nice wide stance here. So finding that for your body, allowing your back to be long on the mat. Take rocking side to side here. Coming back to a neutral spine, go ahead and drop the heel of each foot towards that glute. Bring your hands to cradle the knees. So feet are dropped towards the glutes here. On your next exhale, drop your toes to touch the mat. On the inhale, bring the knees back up and allow them to roll to meet at center. Exhale, the knees drop open wide and the toes touch the mat. Inhale, knees up and together. Just working those hips a little bit more here. Taking this with your breath. One more. Knees together here at center. Go ahead and let the feet find the mat. The palms of your hands come open towards the ceiling. Pause here to breathe for a moment. Slide your arms into the T. Hands extending straight up from your shoulders. You can take your gaze down each to make sure you're in a T and not a low Y. Cross the right leg over your left, leaving no space between your thighs. On your exhale, let those legs travel down towards the left, creating that side stretch. Using that right foot as a kickstand. On your next inhale, let the knees come back up to center. Switch the cross of your legs, left over right this time. Exhale and let the knees drop down towards that right side. Taking that side stretch here as well. Next inhale, bring the knees back up. Release the cross. From here, you're going to find yourself to a comfortable state on the floor. So finding that position for Shavasana, allowing the feet to fall away from one another, palms of the hands to be open to the sky here. Settling in nice and heavy. I am going to step off screen for a moment to grab my laptop. And we are going to begin that meditation practice that I mentioned at the beginning of class. Once I get my laptop back up. So this meditation practice was written by a very dear friend of mine, someone who I did a good portion of my teacher training with. Scotty Birch is a wonderful instructor out in Sturgis, South Dakota. And the meditation practice that she's written for us to do today is a tree meditation. So lying down in a comfortable position, allow yourself to come at ease, your body to come a little heavier, and begin to connect into your breath. Finding that deep, intentional inhale and exhale. Maybe take a couple of deep sighing breaths here. Allowing yourself to find ease in your body. Begin to visualize yourself connected to the ground below you, to your mat, the floor, the ground below your home. And as you begin to connect, begin to visualize a series of roots. Roots that feel through your body, rooting down from the space that you occupy into the floor, past the floor, down to the stones and the bones of our ancestors, down into Mother Earth herself, allowing yourself to connect a little deeper. On an inhale, begin to allow energy to flow into your roots. Mother Earth herself nourishing you. Visualize your roots becoming thicker, longer, reaching further into the topsoil, connecting you deeper to Earth. As you exhale, begin to feel that grounding energy travel up through your body, coming up from those roots, past the floorboards, past your mat, and into your body's center. Allowing it to fill you from your fingertips to your toes, to the crown of your head. Begin to notice any negative thoughts or concerns that you've been having. Anything that's been swimming through your mind lately. Whatever bubbles up. And begin to connect those thoughts to a symbol. What symbol do you give them? Maybe a picture or a word or a phrase. Whatever those negative thoughts connect to, whatever they symbolize for you. Begin to transform them into that. And allow yourself to visualize that symbol, those things, sitting in the palms of your hands, as if you're holding them like coins. Just sitting there, held in your hands. Begin to see yourself placing those symbols, whatever they may be, onto those roots below your body. Allow the roots to absorb those symbols, taking them in, visualizing them being taken away, being given back to the earth. Allow yourself to give them up. Maybe send them gratitude. Maybe they were lessons learned that needed to be. But allow those roots to take them away. And as you empty out your hands of those symbols of negative thoughts and concerns, begin to fill your hands with the symbols of intention and positive love. Whatever those intentions, those positives may be for you, begin to refill your hands with those. Allowing yourself to fill your hands up with those things that you need most, those intentions. And from there, turn the palms of your hands down, connecting the palms of your hands to the floor below you. Connecting to Mother Earth. Begin to inhale and fill those symbols of intention. Expand in your palms. Growing bigger. Gaining energy from your roots. Inhaling that growth, that expansion. And on your exhales, begin to bring that energy up into your body. Allowing that intention to flow into your roots and up into yourself. Embodying that intention. Allowing it to pull up your fingertips into the palms of your hands, to your wrists, to your forearms. Elbows, biceps, shoulders, to your throat, filling your body from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head with that embodied intention. Inhale, letting that symbol expand. Exhale, pulling it in. Following your breath here. Allowing for that growth, allowing for that connection, allowing for that embodiment. From here, begin to settle yourself into Shavasana. Allowing your breath to soften. Allowing your focus to just be that inhale and exhale. Heavy in your body here. Connected to Mother Earth. Connected to self. Connected to your intention. Allow yourself to pause and simply be. On your next inhale, allow your breath to be deep and intentional. Allow for that expansion of your body, that opening of your ribs. As you fill up on your inhale, reawakening. Wiggle out your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. And on an inhale, bring yourself to one side of your body, whichever feels right for you today. Pausing there. Reconnect to that intention. What did you root yourself into today? Where did you find stability and strength in your practice? And how can you connect the two? From here, rising up to a comfortable seated position of your choice. Hands at heart center. 3 deep breaths here together in community across the miles. Thumbs move to the forehead center. The divine light within me recognizes and deeply reflects the divine light within you all. Namaste.